I need to figure out the best way to position my camera. I think this is not perfect, but it's everything we do here is work in progress. So figuring out the optimal setup, I guess I will switch to a different camera sooner or later anyway. So let's go with this for today. I wanted to change here these flyers as well. A lot of stuff to do, but I just thought for a week or two I wanted to record something, just a little talk for you, for the one or two people who watch this. And I got COVID and didn't really feel like recording anything. I was just tired every day and almost died. Now it's not that bad, but pretty, like, mentally was not good for me. Anyway, so today I feel relatively okay. So I thought I could just record something. And because for the German language podcast that I'm doing, I reviewed yesterday with someone else together, like a real conversation. If you speak German, listen to the podcast. It's much better me talking to other people than me talking alone. Anyway, we talked about two wonderful movies, and at least I want to talk about one of these today, and that's Albino no Ki. So, well, let's see. Yeah. It's the Albino's tree, and it's a interesting movie made by a gentleman called Kaneko and Masakazu Kaneko. And it's a little bit old. It's from 2016 and probably his follow-up movie called Ring Wandering, played on the Nippon Connection 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I forgot. Not so long ago, during the online times, when the whole festival was online, I could still participate. That time I watched that Ring Wandering, which is a very, very nice movie, very calm and quiet, a little bit to think about with some time traveling. It's very good, and this one is very good as well, and it came to my attention because someone who would go on doing an interview with Eiko Ishibashi. So he asked me whether or not I knew anything about this movie, because this was actually her first movie soundtrack that she did. Later, maybe more famous, a movie called Drive My Car by Ryūsuke Hamaguchi. And so here she made her first soundtrack. For me, I heard about her first time when Drive My Car came. One of my friends told me, oh, he's so excited about that movie because it's a Murakami adaptation and she was doing the soundtrack. And just when I researched about this movie, I found out that she played in a very fantastic band called Natsumen. I can only recommend listening to this band. It's pure chaos, like free jazz, experimental craziness with a lot of like saxophone and stuff, and it's really, really wild, but a lot of fun. So I recommend listening to that stuff. This soundtrack here is very much like the movie, very atmospheric, quiet, and relaxing. And let's talk about the movie itself a little bit. It's about a hunter who hunts deer to reduce the population, so there are not too many deers around. And he gets asked by his boss, like, hey, you're the best one here in the team, and his friend as well. These two being asked, like, would you like to do a little, like, secret side jobs? There's a city, they need a little help with some problem. Now, it's not about hunting humans, it's just another deer. And so they go there, they talk to the, was it like a mayor or something like that, some official person. And he's like, yeah, there's this area with a mine, or there used to be a mine, and because of that mine, there's a deer that's an albino, and people believe it's some kind of god, but it's not good if they believe something crazy like that. And yeah, who knows what other people might think if they're like mutated deers running around. Anyway, he asked them to basically kill this special deer. And yeah, this for the night they stay at his another like public servant, I guess, a lady. They stay at her house and they meet her grandmother, who I feel like is not being played by an elderly lady. Looks pretty much like a younger lady who gets a lot of makeup, which looks a little bit weird, and she talks a little weird. Not sure about that decision, but anyway. Yeah, basically she gives a little more insight about that village, like traditional crafts they make, wooden cups and bowls and these things. And basically there are very few young people left in this village. And yeah, she asked, like, could you get me one of those bowls and stuff? So basically they go there and they get some more information, and the local hunter there can only use traps, and he can't get it because the people take his traps away, so he can't catch the deer. So he asked these two guys to do that, and they start to doubt what's going on. And that's the main point here. Like, on the one hand, there's a scientific explanation why there is this one white deer, and it causes some trouble for the city, so they want to get rid of it. But the local people in the village believe it's a god and needs protection, and they want to keep this old-fashioned lifestyle. Yeah, so that's the basic premise here. The difference, like the city people and the countryside people, different ways of thinking. The good thing here is that nobody really says, like, this is the only way to do it. And like, the local people in the village are very kind. They know the life there is inconvenient, and it's not so bad to live there, even though it's inconvenient, because why would you erase all inconvenience from your lives? It's a little bit strange, isn't it? Like, everything becomes too easy. Why not work for some stuff like this mentality? But basically these village people get represented by one younger guy who's making these cups, and he's living there to learn his craft, and he really likes this old-fashioned spiritual lifestyle. Every time he cuts a tree to use it for his work, he makes like a small boat, a little ceremony, and he gives a little bit of the tree back to the woods as like, thank you that I'm allowed to use these trees. And they need to take care that they don't use too many, because I would have a negative impact on the environment. All these things. So that's all very nice and reasonable, and we understand why he thinks like that. And then there's a younger woman who's probably his girlfriend. It's not completely clear. The thing is, they are the only two younger people in this village, so if they don't want to be alone, the only choice for them is to become a couple or to leave the village. And when our protagonist meets her first, she's trapped in one of those hunter traps and can't get out, and he helps her. And it's clear she doesn't really want to live there because it's too inconvenient, and she would like to go. So we have these two people who represent the village folks, and one is completely into this culture, the other one is like meh. And the two hunters that we have, like one says, hey, we shouldn't touch this thing at all, we shouldn't get involved in these issues. And the other one, the main protagonist, has a big problem that he needs the money that comes from this job to help his mother, who's in hospital and needs surgery. So he is not allowed to doubt what he's doing, so he always tries to explain why, but it's a reasonable explanation. It's just an animal, it's just a mutation. It's not so bad it's not worse to kill this one than to kill others. It makes sense if you're not a vegan or you're generally against killing animals. Like in our culture, modern culture, it's not completely wrong to kill an animal. If you like that or not, doesn't matter. It's considered to be acceptable. So his whole idea of this job is he's not doing something specifically bad, and if he does that, he can basically help the people in this village by freeing them from their superstition and getting rid of these beliefs, and maybe live a better life, a more modern life, by seeing that this is no god, it's just a normal deer. And yeah, these conversations that the people have, it's all a little bit strange how they interact and how they talk. I feel like the longer the movie goes on, the less naturalistic the acting gets, but it just helps to give it a little bit more surreal atmosphere. The longer we go into the mountains, into this forest god land, basically, it gets less and less what we know, and people become different and behave differently, and it's all very nice. It's very beautifully shot, even though you can see it's probably a very cheap movie. The nature is just gorgeous, and he found some really, really nice places to shoot at, and very beautiful. And with that music, it's gorgeous. I saw a review by a good man who said he thinks it's a little bit sad that we don't see more of this local culture and their superstition, but I don't believe it's so bad, because if we would see more of it, there's the danger that we feel more biased towards this belief. Like a lot of movies who have a theme like this usually tend to support the spiritual side. Usually the bad people are the modern people, the city people, and the good people are the ones in the countryside who have this beautiful, more bound to nature lifestyle, and always seems like they want to convince you that this is a better lifestyle, which could be, or at least for some people. But this one, I feel like it's done like this on purpose. Maybe in reality it's budget reasons, I don't know. But I feel like it's done on purpose so we don't get too convinced that this is the right way. We get a little glimpse into the work where this man makes the bowls and cups. That's very nice. We see him doing his ritual. We see him doing some offerings for the deer god and all these things. And I feel like that's enough. No? Then we have this woman who's indecisive. What does she want to do? Does she want to live there or leave or do something else? And then we have this hunter who is not allowed to believe their beliefs because if he believed that his whole mission would be compromised and he wouldn't be able to fulfill it and he wouldn't be able to save his mother, which would be very, very sad. So yeah, I think the small glimpse that we get here is totally enough and it keeps the balance pretty well so you can decide what's maybe right or wrong. And yeah, it's a very beautiful and nice and a very like relaxing movie, mostly living off its atmosphere and the nice nature shots. What I think is funny is we either have these beautiful nature shots where we see like the whole world seemingly, and when we have people talking, usually the focus is in a way where the whole background is just blurred and we see only the people in the foreground, which seems a little bit odd to me. I'm not sure why this was done or chosen, but it works well enough. Maybe I don't know, maybe they had to hide some things in the background. I don't know. Yeah, but it's very good, sometimes a little bit surreal, very atmospheric, and just a very, very nice movie. And I want to talk about the ending a little bit more, so spoiler up ahead, but so far I just want to give you a recommendation to watch this movie. It's actually available worldwide, I guess, except Japan and Spain, I think it was. It's available on Saka, is a streaming service specialized in Japanese indie movies, and you can rent it there or buy it there and enjoy it. And there you can watch Ring Wandering, the director's other movie that I mentioned before as well, if I'm not wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong. Anyway, you can watch, I think, both there, and it's very worth the time and the money, and you should do that. And from now on, it's just spoiler zone. Last few minutes of this video. If you don't want to know about how the movie ends, just turn off here. Just watch the movie and come back, and then, yeah, if you don't mind being spoiled, keep watching. Or maybe if you have watched this movie, I highly doubt it, but maybe there are one or two. Anyway, the ending, it's hilariously funny in a way. Like the two men, the hunter and the cup boy. The hunter gets told by the woman that cup boy, let's call him cup boy now, that he's going to a place in the woods every morning to give the gods some offerings, where he will find this deer. So in the morning he follows him, and there was already hilarious before when he wants to leave the village to look for the deer. He meets this woman and she's like, "Oh, you're a hunter, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're right." And now he's following this guy, and he doesn't even try to hide. He just has a shotgun and he just follows this dude. And when he turns around and says, "What are you doing here? Why are you here?" And he's like, "Yeah, you go, told me." Yeah. and it's already really funny. So they get into a little fight, and very often in movies like this, like the peaceful local human would maybe attack or even kill the intruder, the outside evil human. And here it seems like that as well, but then he realizes that it's wrong to use violence or even kill this person. So he basically just gives up, and by that he sacrifices his god. So our hunter keeps going. He finds a deer, he shoots it, and it dies. And a cowboy comes there, goes there, and gets all upset and angry and crazy. And in the end, he gives the hunter a piece of the antler. It's like, get out of here. I never want to see your face again. This is proof you did your job. Go and get your money and don't come back. And so our hunter goes, and his mother seemingly gets cured, and it's all fine. And his sister sits there and says, "Oh, you finished your mountain job, so now you can stay here and take care of mother for a little bit." I say, "Oh, yeah, it's totally cool, but give me 2 or 3 days. There's somebody waiting for me." Because when he talked to this lady, he basically made a deal with her that if he can kill this god, they will leave the village together. So he now wants to go there and get his girl. Like in the movies, they just like this fell in love, and now he's gonna get his prize, I guess. So he goes into the woods, and he suddenly sees a group of people very traditionally dressed, and he realizes, oh my god, this is a wedding, and there are only 2 people in this village who are in an age that would suit a wedding. And yeah, basically the girl just said, hey, I got married to Cup Guy, because why not? Because we can't just change if you kill our god. And he's just perplexed and can't understand what's going on. And just a second before the movie finishes, we see there's a new white deer, and it was all just for nothing. And the traditional lifestyle one. Yeah, but I think it brings the movie's message quite well on point. But because before they always told him, like, you can't just change people that easily. You can't just come and snap your fingers and everybody stops believing these things and they just change it to a different lifestyle and everything is good and different. It just doesn't work like that. And I think that's a very true thing, whether you agree or disagree with whichever position. It's very true that people can't just change that easily. And yeah, it's a pretty funny way to end the movie. Just be like, here's a new deer, everything you did was completely pointless, but at least you got the money and you cured your mother. So in the end, everybody is kind of happy. I'm not sure. Like, a woman in the village, is she happy staying there? Who knows? But she at least made a decision, so that's good. Making decisions is nice. So yeah, it's a really, really nice movie. Go and watch it on Saka. Seemingly very, very good streaming service. Their selection isn't that big, but everything I've watched that they have is very good, and give it a try. This is not sponsored by them. Maybe they should sponsor me here, but maybe before that happens, I should get some views. Someday when me and Saka and we all get big. Well, maybe someday. No, it's just I think it's a very good idea what they're doing. Since it's not available in Japan, I haven't really tried it yet. but just from the things they offer, it seems very good, and more support for Japanese independent cinema is very nice as well. So, good stuff, good stuff. Go support them. They sell other stuff too, like pamphlets and like I don't know, merchandise and stuff. You can get stuff. You get directors introductions and these things. So they try really hard to give you a nice experience for your money, and it's good. And you don't need to subscribe. You just pay for rent and stuff, which is good. I don't know if I need more streaming services that I need to subscribe to. I'm not a fan of subscriptions because then you subscribe because you want to watch one or two movies and then you forget to cancel your subscription. You keep paying like a gym, and not a fan of that. Let's see how long that will work out for the big streaming services like Netflix. But yeah, cool. Lovely movie. I'm happy it got out. And then one funny anecdote. When I talked to someone on Twitter about this movie, when I got aware of it, somehow I end up saying, "Hey, I just ordered the Blu-ray. Here's the Blu-ray. It's very good." There's some short movies on it too. I haven't watched them yet because I forgot it. It was very funny. Somehow the director entered this conversation. He was like, "Oh, you bought the Blu-ray. If you want to, I can give you the subtitles." And he sent me the subtitles in a PDF, which was really cute. Took me 2 hours to make them usable, but I could enjoy it with some very nice subtitles. You can do that too on Saka. Please watch the movie. It's really good. Have a nice day. See you.